welcome to one more episode of Drug Discovery with I'm Cure. Um, we are a drug discovery company and a healthcare company heavily utilizing AI and fourth industrial revolution technology. I'm Sukant Khurana, the founder of I'm Cure. With me is Tejas Gupte. Dr. Tejas Gupte is a drug discovery expert. So hello, Tejas. Um,
Thank you.
we are going to today we are going to discuss how repurposing of drugs can save time. So if a compound has already gone in market, its safety is established, it's gone through clinical trials for some other purpose, and if one is able to find, some of the things that come to my mind are Viagra and metformin, how they have been repurposed for some other diseases. I
Hmm.
would leave it to Tejas to sort of expand into what is basically repurposing
Right,
and discuss some examples.
right. I think just to give a brief background to people who have joined in directly at this episode, what we talked of previously was that the development cycle of any drug takes anywhere from 15 to 22 years before. So from the time you observe initial pharmacology in cell lines till the point that the drug can actually be marketed and consumed by a patient for that disease. And so because of the time, there are associated costs which run into hundreds of millions of dollars. So now that presents the problem, if you encounter a disease for which
Mhm.
there is no drug, right, and you have to start from de novo, start from identifying candidates, finding the mechanism of the disease and taking it all the way through the development cycle, you're talking of another 15 to 22 years and another few $100 million. So as opposed to that, what drug repurposing does is it says this is a list of compounds which the FDA or any regulatory body has already approved. So you know that they are safe, they are efficacious in at least some, in context of some disease, they work as a treatment. You already know the pharmacokinetic properties, which is the how it gets absorbed, distributed, metabolized, excreted. You know that it's not toxic because it's safe, as we said already. So given that a lot of these time and money consuming activities have already been done for that drug, can you take this set of compounds and see if they will actually work in the disease that you are interested in? That in a nutshell is drug repurposing. And there are some very, very good examples or success stories of drug repurposing.
Mhm.
The first one that comes to mind, of course, is Viagra, which was developed initially to treat angina, right? But the way it was doing that was by affecting the endothelial nitric oxide synthase, which is also how it treats erectile dysfunction. Then you have the example of metformin. Metformin is probably the most common uh, prescription given to type 2 diabetics right now. What we have, however, found, what I mean by we is what, you know, the community as a whole has found is that metformin can be repurposed to treat polycystic ovarian disease. It can also be repurposed in a host of cardiovascular issues. It is also effective in treating specific kinds of cancers. So, you know, this is a drug that was efficacious in diabetes, but it could also be used for so many other diseases. And sometimes these drugs, when used in combination with existing treatments that are known for these diseases, could actually have a large synergistic effect. So rather than A plus B or 1 plus 1 being 2, it can be A plus B, two drugs, both having an efficacy of 1, giving you an effect of 5 also at times. So this is where repurposing and synergism and drug-drug interactions come into play. The third example is triclosan. Triclosan we know is an active component in many toothpastes, but recent research has also shown that it can actually work against some of the drug-resistant malarial parasites. So, you know, who knew that toothpaste would be effective against malaria? But that's another one. There are also examples of some anti-cancer compounds which have gone through animal trials for tuberculosis. I'm not sure that is it has come out in humans yet, but that could be something which could also be a game changer in the longer run. So
Mhm.
in a sense, you are finding a new treatment for an existing disease without spending a large amount of time, without investing a large amount of money. So, drug repurposing is definitely a good thing to be very succinct about it.
Yeah, so I'd like to add actually Triclosan, which is a toothpaste ingredient and repurpose for malaria, did
Hmm.
not take years to repurpose. Even repurposing usually take years.
Right.
That is a classic example of triumph of AI, of how artificial intelligence can transform drug discovery. It took months, time frame of approximately 2 months to from scratch to having it entirely okayed for repurposing for malaria, ready for sort of the final again clinical testing. But all the preclinical work will be done in less than 2 months. So that's an amazing achievement and unprecedented. So drug discovery is more and more even becoming an engineering problem rather than just a biology or a chemistry problem. So I'm not sure if a lot of old professors or even industry veterans are liking it because it means a bunch of people with new set of skills. Because I think when cars came in, I don't think you know horse cart drivers really liked it much. I think that's we are undergoing the same phenomena in drug discovery as a younger crop is bringing an entirely new set of technologies to develop drugs. But Tejas, it was extremely enlightening session. I would recommend our visitors to visit our website, www.ioncurerx.com, imcurerx.com. We are always looking for citizen scientists. One of the projects we are doing is to try to systematize all the biological data that is available. So it's a massive undertaking. I know people would initially, when they hear about it, would try to laugh that they'll think it's impossible. But we are using AI approaches, NLP approaches to systematize and even extract information out of it. So that's one of our major projects. And then we are doing a lot of AI-based drug discovery where we are always welcoming people. We are welcoming people in neurodegeneration, microbiology projects. We're doing a lot of things in mental health. So please visit our website, imcurerx.com, and thank you for listening to our podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you.